morning, everybody. We're going to look today at how to divide decimals. So when we look at dividing decimals, there's a couple steps that we're going to follow. So the first step that we're going to follow is just simply setting up the division problem. So we're going to write the problem in the division box. Now always remember how to write that by doing this crisscross method. So when you look at it, if I have, for example, 6 divided by 7, the 6 would go inside the division box, the 7 would go on the outside. So I'm going to write that as crisscross. So you can see my arrows are crisscrossing each other. Now let's go ahead and look at step number 2. Okay, so in step 2, we're actually not doing any division yet. All it's going to do is set up our division. Now the idea of dividing with decimals is you don't actually divide with decimals. So in step number 2, we're going to set up the problem. So we have set it up crisscross, so I have 72 hundredths inside my house and 8 hundredths on the outside of my house. And the idea is we're going to now get rid of this decimal that's on the outside. So I'm going to move it 2 spaces. And this right here is my door. So step number 2 is we're going to move the decimal in the divisor, which is the number on the outside of the house, however many steps it takes to get to the door. So in this case, we're going to take that 2 steps. Now let's look at step number 3. Okay, so looking at step number 3, again, we're not doing any division here. This is now going to talk to us about how to move the decimal on the inside of the division box. So in step 2, we moved our decimal 2 places to get to the door. So now we're going to move the decimal the same number of spaces. So we're going to move it 1, 2, okay? And then you just bring up the decimal point at that. So in other words, when I were to rewrite this, I would rewrite this problem to say 8 divided into 72, and my decimal point would be right there, okay? Now when we look at step number 4 is simply going to be to actually do our division. So we're going to divide in step number 4, okay? So when we actually do, for example, this problem here where we have 72 hundredths divided by 8 hundredths, we set this up in our division box. We had 8 hundredths on the outside, 72 hundredths on the inside. So we moved our decimal 2 times on the outside, move it 2 times on the inside, brought it up. Now if it's easier for you to rewrite this problem, you're welcome to do that. So this would be 8 divides into 72. Your decimal point would go right there. 8 does not divide into 7, but it will divide into 72 9 times. 9 times 8 is 72, which is give me 0. So then when I do that, then my answer here would just be 9. Now, if you want to include that decimal, you can, but you don't have to. Now, if you have any questions, please make sure you come and talk to me. Hope you guys have a fantastic day.